around their neck, and they sent me their jewelry. I got hooked rugs, Henry Winkler, star. And I got a metal cutting that said, "If you will it, it is not a dream." And I had no idea how important that phrase was going to become in my life. If you will it, it is not a dream. So I'm telling you that it is never too late, that whatever you decide you want to do, if you keep your mind on that dream, there is no reason that you cannot be standing here talking to you like me. And then, in 1980, do you want me to now, do I have to catch up for you? So in 1980, I gave my jacket to the Smithsonian, the Museum of America, and sitting behind my wife Stacy and I, sitting behind us, the short Germans, all of a sudden they became the co-producers of Henry Winkler. My mother would go into a store and she would say, "I like this dress, I like this dress, I'm Fonzie's mother." I met people all over the world who said, "Hey, I've got your parents' autograph." I did not need them to be proud of me when I figured out how to be famous. I needed them to be proud of me when I couldn't figure anything out. So I have learned that our job as adults, as parents, as brothers and sisters, as aunts, uncles, friends, neighbors, our job is to make sure that every child we know has a wonderful self-image, that we never let their self-image plummet. And let me tell you, when you have a learning challenge, and one out of five children have some sort of learning challenge in their life, when you have a learning challenge and you look around and you're looking, everybody can do this, everybody can read but me, you feel horrible. And it is our job as adults to make sure that these children that we know feel great about themselves. Because a great self-image will take you where you want to go. It's true. I'm only telling you what I learned in my life. So we have 3 children, Jed, Zoe, and Max. We took Jed to visit the Hopi Nation in Arizona. He was studying them in the 3rd grade. He had to write a report about the Hopi Nation. He couldn't do it. We had him tested. Everything that they said about Jed was true about me. And at 31, I found out I wasn't stupid, I wasn't lazy. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the short Germans, they had a lovely, affectionate phrase for me when I was growing up. They called me dummer Hund. For those of you who don't speak German, that means dumb dog. Lovely people. I'm, just cozy. So, I learned at 31 that I had a learning challenge. We have a daughter named Zoe. I believe that our children should have chores. My kids were great negotiators. I did their chores. Zoe had a bunny. She named it Mister because she's really great at names. And she came running in the bathroom in the morning and I said, "Zoe, did you feed your bunny? Did you clean his cage?" She looked at my wife and said, "Why did you marry him? I can't listen to his voice anymore." I said, "Can I just say, when you talk like that, Zoe, it hurts my feelings." She said, "Well then don't listen to me. I'm just a kid. I don't know what I'm saying." Max, our youngest, told us at 10 that he wanted to be a filmmaker. He just directed his 3rd movie. When he was 5, he came running in. He said, "Dad, I know that they make corn oil out of corn. How do they make baby oil?" I said, "I'm going to get back to you on that." He is still waiting. I just want to say that I am so happy that we are all together in this room, that you have come to spend some time with me. I am so happy that I get to be in your wonderful city, because since we arrived, people have been so unbelievably warm to Stacy and us that it is worth getting up and leaving our house and coming to another city. It is a pleasure to be here. And I'm just going to end where I began. Every one of you has greatness inside you. The only difference is your willingness to say, "I will try," about getting where you want to go, as opposed to, "Oh no, I don't think I can. No, I don't, well, you know what, I'm too old, I'm too small, I'm too, no, it's passed me by, I can't do it." You cannot think that way. You are powerful, and your dream is as close as your courage. Thank you so much. I just want to say that I've concentrated so hard on this kind of talk that I don't have to pee so badly. And I want to say that we're now going to take questions, right? Are there microphones? Are there microphones? Oh, there are microphones right there. And there's a beautiful redhead right there.
Thank you.
My daughter is red, my son is red, my wife is red.
It's not real.
And that's not their hair. They just are red people. What is your name?
My name is Erin, spelled A-R-Y-N. It's
Oh, right.
I feel bad. I don't know you as the Fonz. I know you as Henry Winkler from Better Late Than Never.
Do not feel bad. Aaron, let me just say, better late than never. I got to travel with Bill Shatner, with Terry Bradshaw, George Foreman, and Jeffrey Dye around the world, and it was a job. How lucky is this guy? Yes, my darling, what is your question?
Well, I was going to say, my dad had this job that he has for about 10 years, and he was unhappy from when I was little to where he was previously. We watched your show together so much that it inspired him to basically say to his company, "I don't want to do this anymore. I want to travel, and that's what I want to do." And he did it, and I just want to say thank you for doing well.
Thank you for letting me feel that. Wow. That makes me feel unbelievable. Thank you so much.
And I was wondering what part of your traveling was the most rewarding?
Do you know what? I don't have a favorite, almost in anything. I mean, maybe one of the greatest things that I've ever done is I've written children's books. I've written 34 novels with my partner. And I think that is my favorite, but I am grateful. And so every time I am a place, I am just so happy to be there, to be on this earth. I'm not kidding, but I would say maybe one of the greatest cities I've ever been in is Kyoto in Japan. It is the year 1521 and 2052 in the same moment. It is old and modern in the same moment. Unbelievable.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Erin. Hi.
Hey.
What is your name?
Mike.
Hi, Mikey.
Hey, I'm not a light cereal box dude.
Mikey, are you saying you don't like Mapo?
Nope, never had it.
All right.
But my question is, what was it like being covered in bees?
Okay. I actually have that picture on my table. And Michael, of course, you're going to come and buy one. I do. No, what was it like? I'll tell you. I love Adam Sandler. He is a genius. He truly is. He is in charge of every detail of every project he does. He called me up. He said, you gotta do me a favor. This person didn't show up. You gotta come to the park right now. I said, it's 12 at night. He said, no, you gotta come. Until about 3:30 in the morning, they pasted bee stings on my face. This was the favor that I was doing Adam. And then I stood on the rock, and they said, Henry Winkler covered in bees. I am a moron. Hello. What is your name?
Hello, Mr. Winkler. My name is Kirk.
Hi, Kirk.
Thanks for coming to Kansas City.
Thank you. Thank you for wearing those great green sleeves. Those gloves of yours.
Thank you.
Sure.
Speaking of Adam Sandler,
Yeah.
Larry and I love a movie called The Waterboy.
Yes.
So my question to you is, what is your favorite scene from The Waterboy?
You know what? I have to tell you, I actually do not have a tattoo. They found someone with a better butt. He was on the lighting crew. But I love making that movie. The only thing, I'll tell you what the worst part of making that movie was, we made it in Florida in May. And it was H-O-T. Lord, I have until this day, I haven't sweat that much. But he's brilliant. He's just a pleasure. He really is. And then I got to play his dad in Click. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kirk.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Hello, sir.
Hello. My name's Paul.
You can pull down the microphone. No, not the stand, just the mic itself. There you go. Hi, Paul.
My question...
Have we met before?
Yes, we have.
Just about like a half an hour ago.
Yesterday.
Okay, fine.
So, I've seen you in Happy Days and Night Shift and all that. My question is...
Yes.
When you took the part of Benedict Slade...
Yes.
Did you have any reservations for taking on such an iconic character?
Yeah, I really did.
Scrooge.
I got to play Scrooge in the American version of The Christmas Carol. And I am very proud of it, but I almost talked my way out of it. And that's another lesson that I learned. I got so scared that I could not live up to the part that I found every reason not to do it until I realized you have to jump off the precipice and fly. And for 5.5 hours every morning, they pasted 12 pieces of rubber on my face to make me 80 years old to be Scrooge. And I'm so happy that I did not talk my way out of it.
So am I.
Yeah,
You did
thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Hi. How are you?
I'm doing well.
What is your name?
My name is Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
So,
Did we meet yesterday?
yesterday, yes, indeed.
I took a shot in the dark on that. Brandon, you look so good today.
Thank you.
Really.
So, in your long and storied career, you have, as an actor, as a person, entered the pop culture zeitgeist. Do you have a favorite reference to you or your work in some other medium that you've seen or heard throughout the years?
Well, I am the only actor in the world who has jumped the shark twice. Once on Happy Days and once on Arrested Development. That's pretty good.
Indeed it is. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm great. How are
You
you?
look like Charlie.
I do.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually a magician. Would you like to see a card trick?
You know what? I would, but not at this second.
Okay.
But I would like to see it if you come by my booth.
I'll try.
I love magic. I have the quarter from Click. which I take with me everywhere and do for every child, whether they want to see it or not. So I look forward to your card trick.
I look forward to seeing you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir,
Hi, Mr. Winkler.
what is your name?
My name's Lewis.
Call me Henry.
Okay. I have to admit, I've never seen an episode of Happy Days.
What?
But you deserve that Emmy for Barry. You're amazing.
Barry, okay. I need you to repeat after me. Sunday night.
Sunday night.
HBO. Barry. 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 Premieres tomorrow night on HBO. If you don't have it, find somebody who does and invade their home. Sir.
Sorry. So my question,
Do you know that I won the Emmy for Barry?
yeah. I also loved your role in Parks and Rec, a smaller role.
Parks and Rec. I delivered every star's baby on Parks and Rec.
But my favorite role of yours is Barry Zuckerkorn.
Barry Zuckerkorn.
And my question for you.
Those are balls!
My question for you is, like, that character seems very unlike your real life personality. So is that really fun for you to, like, be someone who's not?
You know what? That is my job. I honestly, I trained in order to find those parts of me that help me create each one of these human beings. And it is, it's like a jigsaw puzzle, and most of the pieces are blue. You have to use your imagination. You have to hear what other people say to you, what they say about you, what the author writes about you, and then you mishmash that together, and out comes the character. I love my job.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
You bet. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm so good. What is your question?
So my name is Vince. First off, I love doing that one episode of Law & Order SVU.
Thank you.
My question for you is, who would you rather hire as a lawyer, Barry Zuckerkorn or Michael Keller?
I would have to go with Barry Zuckerkorn only because he doesn't flip.
That's a good answer.
But I have to say, I'm very happy that he did. Yes.
Hi, Henry.
Nice to see you again.
Yes, sir. I'm sure good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you always wear that cape?
As often as I'm able to.
That's lovely. It's so... What is your question?
Yes, sir. I have a quick comment and then a question.
Go ahead.
I just want to say, I think I wrote down a few projects you've been in. I thought you were
Are you going to read me my career?
You were the most valuable player in Night Shift, The Water Boy.
In Night Shift, you know, I love Night Shift. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but I will say Night Shift is Ron Howard's first movie for a major studio. He said, you can play either role. And I thought, well, I've played the Fonz for 10 years. I'm going to play Richie. So that's how I came up with the part that I played. And then Michael Keaton, it was his first movie. He played Billy Blaze, and he was magnificent.
Well, actually, that kind of leads to my question. I think you're...
Thank God.
I'll keep it moving. I think you're a comedic genius, and I just think...
Wait, say that again?
You are a genius.
Did everybody hear that?
I think one of the great things you do in comedy, a lot of times people want to be loud or they want to kind of be out there, and you do a lot where you're kind of underplaying. Anyway, I just wanted to ask if you had a particular approach to comedy, if you could sum it up.
No, you know what? When I was 27, I got the Fonz, and I thought that I'm planting a tree, and I'm a forest ranger, and I want that tree to grow tall, and I want it not to stop growing until I can't act anymore. And one of the things that I thought about was to become simpler and simpler and simpler. Because when I was younger, when I was not playing the Fonz, if I was trying to do something else, I was awkward. And I'm just now, I'm 73 years old, and I am just now getting to be the actor I thought about at 27.
Right.
And that's true. Oh, you have more?
The most wonderful time of the year, Happy Days, Arrested Development, The One and Only, and Scream as the principal.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he was the principal.
Hi.
How are you, sir?
I'm so good. What is your name?
Jimmy, sir.
Hi, Jimmy.
Being from Tulsa, what are your thoughts on Tulsa's Bill Hader and this show Barry that he's got you on?
Bill Hader is brilliant. He is funny. He's a producer. He's a writer, a director. He stars in it. And I'll tell you a secret. You cannot tell Bill I told you this. When you're in a scene with him, he mouths your lines. I said, Bill, we're acting together. He forgets that he's not directing or he's not just writing. But he is a dessert you don't want to end. He's an amazing fellow, truly.
Thank you.
All right. How are you, sir?
Good.
What is your name?
Evan.
And how old are you?
11.
Fantastic. What is your question?
So in Better Late Than Never,
Yes.
what was your favorite moments with the guys?
Okay. I have to say one of my favorite moments was finding my roots in Berlin. And one of my favorite moments was meeting Natalie, the elephant, in Thailand. Because there was this 15,000-pound pachyderm, and I looked at her, she looked me in the eye, I looked her in the eye, and I said, my name is Henry, and I am so happy to meet you. And of course, she only understood Thai. But I'm telling you that I felt an emotion come off this gigantic animal, and I was touched. I started to cry. That might have been one of my most favorite moments. Yeah, I loved it. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
What does it say on your hat?
Your name?
Oh my gosh! You show good taste. What is your question?
In Better Late Than Never, what was the worst food you ever tasted?
What was the worst thing I ever tasted?
Yes.
Ooh. What was the worst thing I ever tasted? Oh. We had to eat soup that was made from a cow's penis.
Oh my God.
That was tough.
Thank you.
That was in Hong Kong. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
What is your name?
Sally Ann.
Hi.
Hi. I wanted to thank you for your work in Better Late Than Never, but also as a parent and a teacher, I wanted to thank you for what you said about learning differently.
Thank you.
And I wanted to ask you, who were the people who inspired you to learn and grow, and what is your advice for all of us on how to inspire others to keep learning and keep growing?
Do you know what here's the thing. I truly believe that we have to teach children how they learn, not what we think they should learn. Because, you know, I make a joke out of geometry or algebra, and I'm sure for some people it is important, but I never have had to use that in my entire life. And my career has taken me to a lot of different places. I could not read until I was 31. I was nervous about reading. You encourage the child in front of you to be the best they are. And we get to meet our destiny. On my bucket list, I think there are 4 things. One is that my children, our children, and our grandchildren meet their destiny. That I get to fly fish with my wife until I can't cast. And that I win a Tony on Broadway. Hi.
Hello.
What is your name?
My name is Spencer, and can I just say, because you've been amazing about commenting on everyone else's attire, you look fantastic this evening.
You think I look fantastic?
No, I know you look fantastic.
Thank you.
No, thank you. My question's a little bit different than what everyone else has been asking. I recently finished the most recent season of Arrested Development.
Yes.
And would love to know how you as an actor, what your experience was like, because that season, through watching it, seemed very tricky in terms of production and what your kind of experience was like with it.
Well, I will tell you that there are times when, because there are so many successful people in Arrested Development, they're not all there at the same time. So I have done scenes where I am talking to Lucille and George Sr. They're not in the room, they are light stands with pieces of tape on them where their eyes are. That is why you train to be a professional, so that when you are in a situation like that, you can absolutely make believe that that stand looks like Jessica Walter, and that stand looks like Jeffrey Tambor. It's a little thinner. So it is tricky, and you're up against tricks all the time when you are acting on a set. But it is your job to figure that out. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Hi.
Hi.
What is your name?
Clark.
How are you, Clark?
I'm good. How are you?
Really good. I'm happy to see you.
Happy to see you too.
Thank you.
My question is, what was your favorite moment out of all the TV shows and movies you've been in? Like with the cast and crew or on
Do you know what? I have to say that the day they call and say, you got the part, is my happiest moment.
All right. Thank you.
It really is, because there are so many people who want to be an actor. And the competition is so stiff that when you actually get it, no matter who you are, it is a triumph, I must say. How are you, sir? What is your name?
Yeah, my name is Billy.
Hey, Billy.
Hey, Henry.
Hey, Billy.
So I'm sure you've attended countless Comicons over the years. In your opinion or experience, why has the Comic-Con community specifically been a solace or a safe place for fringe folks or minority groups?
Do you know what? I'll tell you something. I love Comic-Cons from my point of view, because I'm on location, I'm on a sound stage that is soundproof, and I get to meet the people who watch me, who, if you don't, I don't have a job. So I am so thrilled and to meet the people that come to my table, or to walk, when I walk around the floor. I receive so much warmth that it is a gift.